The following is a presentation of the Belly Up Sports Media Network.
Righteous Felon Craft Jerky is the official jerky of Belly Up Sports. For over a decade, Righteous Felon Craft Jerky has led the American meat snack revolution by concocting delicious, adventurous, U.S.-sourced jerky recipes for uncompromising carnivores across the country. With 15 different flavors to choose from, Righteous Felon has all jerky lovers covered, and by using promo code BELLYUP, you will get 15% off your purchase at RighteousFelon.com. Do your taste buds a favor today and rip into a bag of Righteous Felon jerky. There it is, Dave's favorite beef jerky that he's picked up a couple of times, and Jared from Two Dudes and Sport News, he quite liked his shipment he got. Go to Belly Up, go to Craft. Fuck me. Go to RighteousFelon.com and use promo code Belly Up for 15% off the best beef jerky in the land. I'm struggling with the promo codes in this. Something like Dave.
Jesus Christ! Yeah, you got your right. You got the wife's glasses on or something? You just can't read it?
I don't know what's going on. I'm just struggling with things. I got a lot going on in my mind, Dave.
Speaking of, we're going to be going down to the great state of Montana next weekend, so like the Easter weekend. So if you would like some...
Make our purchase. You'll pick it up. Send it to Dave's house.
Yep, send it to Dave's house. Just DM me on Twitter. I'll give you the address, shipping address, and...
Yeah, and Dave might bring most of it back with him if he doesn't ingest some of it.
Well, Venmo me, because, you know, they ain't doing shit for free these days.
No.
Well, I'm doing actually a lot of shit for free, but
we do a lot of shit for free here at 1420 World Headquarters. There's a lot of shit we do for free around here. Anyways.
For the love of the game.
Love of the game. It's a long haul, long chore. We do, yeah. Anyways. Dave came across the wire. It's a friend of the show, Scott Norland. He sent me a message yesterday about Shohei Ohtani's interpreter, and I did, what the hell's going on here? And then I read a little bit. It's like, oh, this isn't good. And then I read a little bit more today. I said, oh, this is really not good. And it stinks to high heaven, in my opinion, that Shohei Ohtani's interpreter basically... Okay, how do I word this without sounding like that I'm wrong? He got a few $1 million from Shohei at one point. And then he was accused of taking a few $1 million off of Shohei at another point. And then he was fired from his job as Shohei's interpreter. This kind of stinks a little bit. If you wanted to get do a deep dive conspiracy theory, to me, I think that the interpreter, I'll say it, to me, the interpreter kind of took a bit of a dive for Shohei Ohtani. I shouldn't say that, but it looks that way.
There's way more to the story than that's being reported right now. Because you know, he's being called Shohei Ohtani's interpreter, which he was. Well, that's not wrong. This is, I think, a Shohei Ohtani. It's his boy. Like, they're good. They're good buddies.
They're buddies, yeah.
They've known each other for 10 years now. They know each other. They hang together. And this is over gambling debts. Gambling debts. And we're being told now it's gambling debts that the interpreter incurred. And then even the article I read, I read a couple. One of them is like the interpreter. Oh, well, I'm done gambling. I'm a terrible gambler, and Ohtani is such a good friend, and he got me out of this hole that I got in. And then after he gave that statement, 2 hours later, Ohtani's camp said, like, he's fucking lying. Ohtani didn't, like, he stole this money from Ohtani. And then to incur millions, I don't know how many millions of dollars of gambling debt.
I thought I read 4.5, but I could have. I read a lot of things throughout the day. So
but to incur that,
4.5,
and it's not like, excuse me, I don't know. I honestly, like, I have a very occasional gambling thing. Like I'm a habitual gambler. I don't like to get down that way, and I don't freak out when I lose because I don't gamble that much. Like honestly, like maybe $150 in the last year is how much I've gambled online. To go from $150 to $1 million, like I don't know whose credit card is getting put on unless fella stole Otani's credit card number and put that on. Like I don't know how that works. How you can incur millions of dollars of millions of dollars of gambling debt online without the credit card, and then it just doesn't make sense to me. There's something fucking missing. This guy doesn't have the line of credit to roll up $2 million worth of gambling debt.
And then one thing I read was that there was some money that came right out of Otani's account,
right?
That paid for something, and that they said that this interpreter guy, I can't remember his name, that he took. Like that's not how that works. Like when you're a mega star that just signed a $700 million contract, I'm going to lay on the line and say that the interpreter doesn't have access to that. I'm saying there's a lot of people that have access to that kind of money, and I'm actually going to probably say that Shohei Ohtani himself doesn't have access to all that money at once. There's things that have to happen for him, for his American Express card to have this much money, just for protection wise, because these guys they get a little bit foolish with their money. You follow me here a little bit?
Oh, completely.
You just signed this, you made 35 million last year, but there isn't 35 million bucks in your bank account.
No,
it's here and there, and they make sure and stuff, right?
There's $100,000 net at the club, and there's also $1 million transfer to an offshore casino. Like those are two totally different animals. And then the way I'm reading this is
I don't know, and you don't know how it works, but I think we kind of have an idea how it works.
You bet. And that fucking kid that plays for the Ottawa Senators, he got suspended for a half year because his buddy was using his name to gamble on something. Like, right? Like, it was his buddy using his account in a different fucking state, and they knew it wasn't right. So they knew someone else was gambling under his name someplace else. Is how he got suspended for a half a season. And you're telling me they just stumbled across this now? And after this huge amount of money has been owed by the interpreter, and Ohtani at first
the money came out of his account.
Yeah, that's what we know is true. But in a matter of hours, it came from I'm just doing a friend a favor to know he stole the money, he's fired. Is how I read those articles today.
That's how I read it too. So did the it smells.
It is really stinky, and
because there's two stinky parts about it. It's one, a guy got fired for money that came out of Ohtani's account that he said he allegedly helped him out with. And then it's stinky in the other hand because you can bet on anything you want, like pro sports is all we've talked about 1,000 times. That pro sports is so hand in hand with betting. There's so much stinky shit going on here. It's a bad look.
It's a ridiculously bad look, and if Major League Baseball, professional sports as a general rule, for being so long in our entire life, it's like no gamble, no gamble, no gamble, and now they're just at the fucking teeth of gambling now, right? Like they're
Yeah.
doing their fan duels, their whatever
There's
gambling,
sports
like
books
pick your
in ballparks now.
in ballparks, so you can do it online, and the
In
CBS,
seat betting.
yeah, the pregame shows have their lines, right? Like everything is gamble. Like when you want to go and suck the teat of the gambling lords, like don't be surprised and don't be so fucking hypocritical when this kind of shit happens. It's like this is you've invited the devil into your house and like you invited the fox into the hen house. And now when the chickens start going
What's
missing,
devil? I mean, yeah.
yeah, and then now when the chickens start going missing, like let's not be so fucking surprised. Like like this is so hypocritical on Major League Baseball and every sports. Like it's gonna keep happening again and again and again and again and again. It's gonna keep happening. And even I read an article about how English European football did this like 4 or 5 years ago. They were way ahead of the game as far as inviting gambling into the sports and making it legal. And now they're trying to pull back. It's just like fuck, the genie's out of the bottle. Like, this is out of control. We don't know what to do with it because it's affecting a lot of shit we didn't understand. But the North American sports, they just see the fucking dollar signs, and then okay, just let me get on that teat and I'll fucking suck it as hard as I fucking can.
Is it time to actually just let it happen? As long as you aren't betting on your own sport, who gives a fuck? Who cares? Because the NHL already kind of pretty much does it. They have McDavid fucking and Gretzky fucking doing, I think it's Bet MGM. Let them bet. But there's ways around it, right? Like it's
But if you're a player and like betting, like, and as long as you don't, you say as long as you don't bet on hockey, okay, so I'll bet on baseball, and all of a sudden now you owe $400 million, and you haven't had a winning bet in 3 fucking years, but now it's game 6 and you're the favorite and you now lay an egg, right? That's the way. Like that's the way they get you. That's the way. That's the way. That's why gambling can't be part of sports.
I get it. I totally understand what you're saying. Like it's such a because in one like, it's so hypocritical that these fucking leagues make billions of dollars off of gambling. Like we're not talking fucking working down at fucking 7-Eleven money. Like it's a lot of fucking dough. But
do you know what drives it?
The repercussions that could happen because of it. Because it would be very easy. It's easy to get a fucking Hotmail email account or whatever it might be, or get some guy to fucking make you an email account that you can go to fucking Bodog or to fucking Bet US or to whatever it might be. It wouldn't be hard to do. It'd be easy to get caught, but it wouldn't be hard to do.
Right.
But then that money can go elsewhere and on it goes, right? So you're like, fuck. Did professional sports go the wrong way by getting in bed with these gambling companies? Really? They're
I
asking,
honestly believe so. Yeah,
they're asking for trouble.
for sure. But this is what the leagues are. They're so fucking money hungry. It drove them fucking nuts to see other people making money off their sport. Right? Drove them fucking bonkers. How dare they make money off our sport? They're gambling on my product. I should be able to get a piece of that. And that's why like eventually they fucking made it happen so they can get that fucking 10% cut. Like, why is the juice going to the guy to Jimmy on the street corner? Why is the juice going to Bally's Casino in Vegas? And you got to be in Vegas to place a bet legally. Why are they
Or
getting
Whitey
the juice?
Whitey in Long Island with Jimmy the Fan of the Van.
I should be getting the fucking juice. It's our sport.
And
I want
get
the
it.
juice.
I get it.
I do get it, but I don't get it because
So where's the line?
the line is like when it impacts the bottom line and the possible corruption of the sport. That's where the line is. That's where the line is. And then the league has decided I don't fucking care. We'll suspend a zillion fucking athletes, but there is gonna come a time where
It's a big
in a
dog.
major series, it will come where some player or some player's cousin or some player's aunt's nephew's baby, their life is in jeopardy because they owe too much money because I know this player, and now all of a sudden there's 400 grand on the line, and if you don't fucking throw this game, we're gonna kill somebody.
And it's not just that, Dave. I think you got your situation there where you're going to have um, a major star get pinched for betting on
Mm-hmm.
something. Because greed builds greed, right? Like LeBron James isn't still playing to fucking for whatever he likes money.
Yeah.
He's still building his legacy, but these guys like money. And when you have fucking like boxers can bet on their own shit. I won this bet like with Floyd Mayweather. He puts fucking $1 million down on his own bouts, right? So it's going to come down to like there's going to be a major. It might not be tomorrow, might not be the day after tomorrow, might not be this year, but in the next 3 to 4 years, there's going to be a star who puts some money down on a fucking game that's going to get pinched. It might not be, and it won't be in his name. He'll have some fucking stupid fucking Yahoo fucking email address, and he'll get fucking pinched,
Right.
one way or another.
No,
and that'll be a bad luck because Pete Rose is vilified forever. It's going to happen again for way bigger dough than Pete Rose is making his fucking 85, 95 a night and make on what betting on the Reds.
And it will happen. I totally agree. Like look at Phil Mickelson, right? We read those stories
Good
about
point.
like what, yeah, like
Hundreds
60 of millions of dollars. Like just a shitty gambler, great golfer, shitty gambler, and that's that. But that's an individual sport, so who knows? Like I guess golf you can't predict, right? Like unless now they have hole by hole betting, right? If maybe he's up by like let's just put it back to when he was an actual force as opposed to what he is now. He's up by 3 at the turn at the Masters, but he owes some bookie like $200 million, and then the bookie like texts so and so who goes to the caddy like Phil has to blow this lead. Like it's a 12-1 that who's ever in second place by 4 strokes, he loses this. Otherwise, we're going to do that. It's completely believable. It's completely believable. And then what do you do if you're Phil, right? Like I owe this guy $12 million. Yeah, and then I can chunk one in the water, and then all of a sudden, 2 holes. Two holes. This lead is gone, and then whoever I'm playing with, I'll see if he makes the putt, and then I can miss it. It's really fucking easy.
Like you know how easy it is in baseball to strike out and no difference.
Yeah.
Right? Because rarely do people hit 300 anymore. Right? And people strike out all the time. Good. Okay. Good. I can strike out. I've never played basketball other than like in the schoolyard back when I was a kid. You know how easy it is to miss a 3-pointer? Pretty easy. So it would be so easy to fix games. Especially the money that there is now.
Especially as a pitcher, right? You can groove one. As a first baseman, like the first baseman, unless the pitcher is in on it, I can't guarantee you a home run or not. But if you groove 4 batters in a row, you're going to give up a home run or 2 for sure. Right? I just didn't have my stuff tonight. And then, like, what do you?
And then like I said, a batter can strike out very easily.
Mm-hmm.
A prop bet. Will fucking Anthony Rizzo strike out in the fourth? Yep.
Yep.
Watch
Or,
this.
mm-hmm. It's
And when
yeah.
and when you got the most popular player, the most famous player in the game right now, in Shohei Ohtani, involved in some kind of a betting scandal, look out.
I
Agreed?
wonder. Oh, for sure. Like I said, right off the hop,
Because
that
if he's in it, who else is?
we don't know the full story here. We don't
We'll
know
never
the
know.
full story. But I think if Major League Baseball had any balls at all, they'd suspend Shohei for like 30 games, just as a warning shot, a shot across the bow. Like if we do it to Ohtani, we can do it to anybody because he can't pitch this year anyways. And who knows, this you should have known better. At the end of the day, that's your money that you gave this. If we're to believe every word that's fucking said, this guy had access to X million of dollars to cover his
Of yours.
gambling debts. Yeah, of your boy, who you admittedly hung with. He was at your wedding this summer. You know him. He's a friend, and he has access. Like, uh, like, fuck. To give a buddy access to $4 million of yours, I don't get how that works. I don't get how that works. I'd like to know how someone gets to that level of trust. That I know all your banking information and your
Dave.
PIN.
We have some friends with some pockets that are a little bit deep. They ain't giving me and you fucking access to their bank accounts.
I don't know their PIN. I don't have their fucking MasterCard, Visa, American Express, whatever, Diners Club. That's
and we've known those fuckers longer than fucking Ohtani's own interpreter.
Yes, we have. You know, so it's just too fucking fishy. And then so let's pretend that Shohei Ohtani is at that he should get 40 games just on principle, saying then smarten the fuck up. Smarten the fuck up. You should know better. You do know better, and we don't buy what you're fucking telling us.
If it was
at the end of the day, this is your money. Yeah.
If it was an agent or a friend, not an interpreter, if it was, I shouldn't say not an interpreter or a friend. If it was an agent who was caught, he'd be gone right now.
Yep.
Yeah,
so, there's something fishy because you're so he's an interpreter / errand boy. You got to deposit every kind of check you can think, but to pull it out, you need a little bit of clearance. And a credit card, you can't fucking go in and Apple Pay a $4 million. There ain't no Apple $4 million tap, I don't think.
Well, not in the 1420 Sports Bar podcast world. There might be, the Ohtani world, but yeah, no, there's something fishy going on, and professional sports did it to themselves.
I'm not buying it, and
because gambling isn't new.
Mm-hmm.
And when Pete Rose was caught and everything else, whatever, who cares? But the thing is that gambling didn't go away from 1987 to now. It was underground. Players have been doing it for a long time. No matter what, we try to pretend that it hasn't. It's a very small percentage, but now that you have the big boys are involved.
They're in bed.
And
they have it.
And they're in bed with these casinos and everything else. And now that you have the biggest boy of them all, in Shohei Ohtani, in this has to be a big eye opener for the sports, for the leagues to maybe clamp down just a little bit more. Because if Ohtani's involved in it, there's a lot more involved in it.
Yep, and that's the only way they're going to try and claw back. is if stars that put asses in the seats, which Ohtani is, when they're implicated like this, and then just like, and fuck off. I'm not buying what you're selling. Give me a believable story. I want to see Ohtani in front of a mic and tell me what happened here, because you're going to have more and more people, because this is just, I don't know. I just don't know. Like, and especially after, like, just right now is when we find out on their opening day when they're playing in
Yeah.
Korea against the Padres. It's
Yeah.
just fucking
And
stinky.
then that's just
timing.
it. Try to hide it at 4 a.m. when the game's on.
Yeah,
Like, all right. Like, it's not like it's the Yankees on fucking at 5 o'clock on opening day.
right.
This is at 4 a.m. fucking Mountain Standard Time when the Dodgers and the Padres are playing in Korea, where the fuck it was, that no one's watching. So try to
After
slide it under the table, and that's it.
after 6 weeks of spring training, like fuck, like I don't.
That's not
My
actually opening day, but it's opening day. Kind of it. All this stuff points conspiracy theory wise, obviously, but
yeah,
all this stuff points in the wrong direction.
my spidey senses are tingling.
They should be.
Weird how that happens sometimes, eh?
And usually, you know what? Looks like a duck, smells like a duck. It's usually a fucking duck.
The fucking ducks. I actually like ducks. It's kind of one of my favorite animals.
Do you?
I love ducks. I think
Geese,
they're fucking
geese are fucking scary. Ducks are
geese
okay.
geese can fuck right off. They're an ornery bunch of dinks.
There's two geese. I don't know where they are this week because it's last couple of days it's snowed. There's two geese that hang out at Spitz. They don't like me, man. They fuck because I go out for a walk. They sit in the fucking visitor or the bull's bullpen. They got a nest up there.
Oh, then you're
Oh
fucked.
yeah.
They're gonna be there for a
So
while.
then they go for a walk, and I go for my walk on the field. And holy fuck, those fuckers are fucking ornery, man. Flapping their fucking lips and fucking flapping their wings. I don't like those fuckers
I hate
at
geese.
all. Yeah, geese
No, and then you can't even eat them. They're like, have you ever eaten geese?
I've had goose, I think, once or twice.
Yeah, I have had a lot of goose, but I don't really like
A
eating.
goose is a whole lot of feathers, not much chicken dick.
You got that right.
The 1420 Sports Bar Podcast, for beer sports talking a whole lot more. This segment was brought to you by Righteous Felon Jerky and RighteousFelon.com. Go to Righteous Felon and get 20% off by using promo code BELLYUP at RighteousFelon.com for the best in craft jerky in the land.